Thanks everyone for joining the webinar today. It's really great to see so many people excited and interested about the Golden Service Awards. We're really delighted to recently launch the Golden Service Awards. You'll have seen, hopefully, lots of LinkedIn posts and media advertising the awards, which we're really excited about. The awards were launched over 30 years ago, and they're open to all FM and contract cleaning companies in the UK and Ireland. And I noticed lots of the participants today have either won awards before or entered the awards before or are new to the awards. So great to see you here. And the awards really are really important because they acknowledge excellence and the achievement of the highest standards within our industry. And we recognise individuals that may not receive that recognition otherwise. And it's just a really, really great opportunity to say, well done, you're doing a fantastic job. So today, we hope the webinar will guide you through the entry process, give you an understanding of the categories and what the judges are looking for. And also, we're going to have some insights from our industry partner this year, our industry partner CSSA, and also previous winner from Key Enviro, which hopefully the technical issues will resolve. So yes, we hope to give you some hints and tips along the way, make the entry process really straightforward and help you become a winner, which is why we enter these awards in the first place. So just to, now I'm having a technical issue, trying to move on to the next slide. Hopefully I haven't skipped too many. So just to introduce you to those on the call today, firstly, I'm Amy Carter. I am Customer Marketing Manager for Washroom Sustainability at Kimberly-Clark. We're also joined by Neil Spencer-Cook. Please give a wave. Neil, Neil is from the British Institute of Cleaning Science, also known as BICSc. And they're our independent judges of the awards once again. So thank you, Neil. Suzanne Howe is on the call. Give us a wave, Suzanne, from Suzanne Howe Communications, who are the organisers of the event. Paul Ashton is our industry partner from CSSA. He's chairman of the CSSA. He's not on the call yet. Hopefully he'll be joining shortly. And then also arriving shortly will be a previous winner, Neil Fletcher from Key Enviro, who will talk to you a little bit about what it's like to win an award, which is really exciting. So we hope you find this really useful. And I'm now going to hand over to Suzanne.
And I just need to say, Amy, that I need the link for Paul because he can't get in either. I've no idea why.
Okay, right.
So I need to send that and talk to you, everybody, as well. But I can try and do that.
Okay.
So good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. It's great to have our panel here today, or nearly here today. And obviously, Neil is going to talk to us about the judging process. But before we do that, I'd just like to take you through the entry process and give you some information and try and help if you've got any queries. And obviously, we can take questions through the chat or we can do questions at the end. The Golden Service Awards is open to contract cleaning companies and FM companies in the UK and Ireland. It also includes in-house cleaning teams. And the submission needs to be 1,000 words. And you can send that to us. Don't try and do more. We don't really want less either. We want around 1,000 words so we can get the most information from you. And if you enter certain categories, which I will show you in a minute, certainly 1 to 9, which are the site categories mainly, then you can enter a cleaning operative or a supervisor as well. And they're free entries and their submissions need to be 500 words each. We've worked really hard with BICSc this year to ensure that the entry process is as easy as possible. And we've done a lot of work on providing a PDF of all the questions that you're going to get so you can have those in front of you before you enter. And obviously Sheila at suzannehowe.com is always available to talk to you and guide you through any problems that you might be having. The few things that we ask you is please, can you make sure that you upload your image of your site or your people onto the entry form, and please can you make sure that it's high res. That's so important. We spend literally hours phoning everybody, trying to make sure that they send a high-res image. So if you could do that to start with, that would be great. That goes also for your logo. And don't forget to send a sentence about your company, which if you're lucky enough to be a finalist, then that would be on our presentation. So those three things are really important to add to your entry form. Also, we need certificates, and all the certificates that you require are on the PDF of the questions, so that should be quite straightforward. And BICSc have made it so that you can save as you go, so that should help you too. So that's mostly on the entry process. I think I am going to point out actually, we revamped the Golden Service Awards website on the Kimberly-Clark website, and it looks great this year. We're really pleased with the changes that we've made, and obviously BICSc have got their brilliant website that they add, which is the entry process. To find the BICSc website, which has the entry forms, it's on the how to enter page, or entering now. It says enter on the tab, and then if you read the copy, it says enter here. So you'll see it in the copy, and then you click onto that. So don't worry if you can't see the BICSc website straight away. It is there, but you just have to click on enter now or enter here. So if we move on to key dates, the first key date, obviously, is the deadline, which is the Friday, the 17th of October. And all those people that have entered before will know, and this is not a big secret, that we probably will extend it. But please don't leave it till the 17th of October, or the 2 weeks in between. If you can get your entries in before that would be really, really helpful. So aim for the 17th of October if you can. But if you need more time, then please be aware that there probably will be a couple more weeks. But what we are doing this year, for all those that plead with us, if they can enter after the other date, we won't be able to do that this year. We're going to be quite strict, I'm afraid. So once you see the extension, that really is the extension, and we won't be able to take any after that. And I'm afraid if they come in after that, they won't be counted. So please do try and get them in by the entry deadline. We're trying to be stricter than we've been before, because there are so many awards now where people are really strict, and we want to be the ones that are going, okay, it's fine. So if you could stick to those deadlines, that would be amazing. And the other thing that we're going to, I should have said this on the entry process, the other thing that's really important is sometimes we get client testimonials, which are an important part of a number of the categories, and we get them sent later. But really, it's much better if you can send them at the time with your entry form. So please try not to send the client testimonials afterwards. So the first round of judging will be in November, and the finalists will be announced on Monday, the 8th of December. And then the site visits will be in January and February next year. And then the awards ceremony will be on Thursday, the 21st of May. And then we're going to, I'm just nervous that I haven't let in Neil and Paul, but I'll just talk about the reasons.
Yeah,
fact,
Suzanne, Paul's joined as a participant, so I can unmute him when it gets to his bit.
Oh, brilliant.
Neil hasn't yet, but that's fine.
Okay, so that's great. So I just want to go through why it's so important to enter the Golden Service Awards. First of all, you get the opportunity to showcase your best work, and it's brilliant publicity. You can really make the most of it on LinkedIn afterwards. And, even if you're not a winner, if you're a finalist, then you can really use that on social media. We do press releases. So it really is a very good opportunity to showcase what you're doing and to get great publicity. And also, of course, it's great recognition for cleaning teams and cleaning operatives and supervisors, the people that are really doing the work. So we feel that that's excellent recognition, and great if you can get a Golden Service Award. It also strengthens relationships with your clients and stakeholders, and many companies do invite their clients to the event every time we have the Golden Service Awards. And of course, you're helping to drive standards in the industry. BICSc, of course, are doing that through judging, but of course, it does help to drive standards and to continue to make them really high. And also, it makes you stand out and differentiate yourselves from the competition and really stand out from the crowd. So I just want to take you through the categories in quite a little bit of detail so that you sort of really understand what is out there for you. If I just go through categories 1 to 9, they are what we would call the site categories. So if you're looking after a hospital or a school or offices, these are the categories that really make the most sense. So we've got healthcare, which is hospitals, but actually we've made these categories, rather than having loads and loads of categories, we've got one category, and that will encompass all healthcare. So it could be a very large hospital, it could be a small veterinary surgery. It doesn't really matter as long as the cleaning is of the highest quality. And the same goes for education. In the past, we have had one for universities and one for primary schools, but actually the same applies, that it's down to the cleaning standards and your processes rather than the size of the venue or the site. So education, those two have been categories for many, many years. And the offices, the reason that they're split is because they're very, very popular categories. So we have office areas below 10,000 square metres, office areas between 10 and 30,000 square metres, and office areas over 30,000 square metres. Then we have retail shopping malls. Again, these are very popular categories, and we have split these. So we've got under 100,000 square metres and we've got over 100,000 square metres. And I think this is important. If it's a shopping mall or it's a supermarket, again, it doesn't matter. You can apply and we will apply the same rules, and it's about the cleaning standards and the processes. So don't worry if you think you might not fit into those categories, and always ask, always email us, or if some of you know Sheila, just ask Sheila and we'll always have a look at it. Leisure and hospitality is quite generic again, and that's the one where we would probably say to you, put your transport hubs. It might be a stadium, it could be a hotel, it could be a restaurant. All those can go into that leisure and hospitality category. And then, of course, manufacturing, which is you can see what that is. So 1 to 9 are the ones where you would have an opportunity to enter a cleaning operative and a supervisor. Sustainability leadership, that's a very popular category. And again, that speaks for itself, and we have the criteria for that. And social impact, which is obviously taken very seriously these days, which is great. And that would encompass many things that your company might be doing at the moment. Then we have a few more categories. Hopefully they will come here. Yes, so we've got inclusion and diversity. Again, the criteria are available for that. Training, sponsored by BICSc, and that's obviously judged by BICSc, as all the other categories. Again, a very popular category. Small business is open to everyone. I think that's over 3 million. Going the extra mile, we did have going the extra mile in COVID. We didn't have it last time, and we felt that it was such a popular category in 2022 that we should really do it again. Obviously, it doesn't have to be related to COVID at all, but it's really how much you might think that you've been going the extra mile with a client. So we wanted to bring it back. And Cleaning Team of the Year was very popular last time, and so we have brought that back. And you can enter a supervisor and a cleaning operative as well there if you wanted to. So supervisor of the year and cleaning operative of the year, they're the ones that can be added to the site categories. So I hope that's clear, and you don't have to pay extra for adding a supervisor of the year or a cleaning operative of the year. And just say that they are 500 words each. I don't think I made it clear in the entry process, and I just want to reiterate, when you send your 1,000 words, We do need a client testimonial. And I know over the years it's changed. I think at one stage we were getting 1,000-word client testimonials. We don't need that. We just need a sentence from your client to say that they have read the entry and they're happy with it. So that could be sent to us as a PDF, but it just needs to be a sentence, just to acknowledge the fact that they've seen it. So if we just move on, the next thing we want to do is talk about the judging process. And Neil is going to take you through this, if that's all right with you, Neil. And while you're doing that, I'm going to try and see if I can get Neil Fletcher on board. Thank you.
Okay, I oversee the BICSc team, and we're responsible for the judging process. So, in terms of how it works, you enter all your information online. The online portal has been, as we've been working with the Suzanne Howe team, and they're looking at it from your perspective. They've come up with suggestions. We've made all the changes. On the main tile, before you click to enter, you can also click to download your questions, so you've got them in advance. That was one of the big things that they were keen to have. But make your entries as clear as you can. Get as much information into the paper round, because the first round of judging is based on that information you supply to us. There is a scoring a matrix for it, for everything that you supply. So keep that information. Make sure you put in that information everything that makes you stand out. You get all your certificates up there. You get all the questions answered fully, because that will mean you could be shortlisted for as a finalist. Don't wait for the judging for when you get somebody on site. It needs to be in that entry form. We'll go through that. We'll use a scoring matrix. We'll come out with our finalists. And if you are a finalist, the next thing will be a site visit for most categories, or for some categories, we do arrange a Teams call. In the judging, we're looking for the high standards that we always look for in terms of cleanliness, in terms of your processes, in terms of your procedures. For those of you that have been through Golden Service before, you'll know what that is. Everybody else, you should be doing this on it's a day-to-day basis. You should have your processes and your procedures in place, but what you put in the application form will indicate what that is, and it will indicate that we know that you've got it. In terms of when booking the appointments, please make it as easy as possible for our judges to book and to be able to come and see you. We do a lot in this January, February period when we're doing the Golden Service Awards, there's a lot of visits we have to make. Please be as flexible as you can. We know not every date is possible. We will work with you, but please work with them, because it's quite a task to do that. And when the judges are on site, on top of looking for your cleanliness processes and procedures, everything that you've put in your application form, make sure you can back up on site. That's the main things that I would say to you. We want you all to win, but obviously that's not possible. So there does have to be a winner, but everything is judged on a fair basis. Each category will be judged by one person, so you won't get different judges comparing different sites for a category, and our judges are all calibrated to be working to the same level as well. So that's a quick run through. I'm sure you'll have questions. If you do, I can answer them in more detail if you have anything extra you need to know.
Thank you, Neil.
And sorry, I was just about to say, and Suzanne, it's back to you.
Thank you. Paul, I think I might go to Paul now, if that's all right, Amy. Hi, Paul. Thank you so much for joining us, and sorry you were having problems getting in.
No problem.
I think it might be a good idea if I could just ask you a couple of questions now, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course you can.
I know the Kimberly-Clark, the Golden Service Awards are delighted that the CSSA is going to be an industry partner this year, which is fantastic news. And I just wondered if I could ask you a couple of questions. One being, why is it important for the CSSA to be part of the Golden Service Awards? And then secondly, I'd like to ask you, as Birkin really, I know that you've been a winner in the past, and why it's been important for you to win a Golden Service Awards. If you can answer those two questions
Yeah.
to the panel and the audience, that would be great.
Yeah, of course. So, well, I mean, question number one, why the CSSA wants to be involved. Look, it's for as long as I can remember, this has been the Oscars of the industry. And I think certainly since taking over the chair for the CSSA, one of the big things that I've really wanted to push, and I know the board support me on, is about collaboration and working together. You know, I think Neil and I, and actually with the company, the Company of Environmental Cleaners and BCC, you know, there's this piece around making sure when there are landmark events or benchmark events such as these, it's important that we all come together and we support them. So I think coming back to ultimately as the CSSA, we represent nearly 200 service providers. And having been there myself and coming on to the next part of the question, I know how much these awards mean. There's a real, I mean, I still remember the first time I went to the Golden Service Awards and sitting there in the audience next to Sue Bartholomew, sat there looking up at the big screen going, and I'd literally only just bought Birkin at this stage. I went, one day we're going to have one of those. And it was this aspirational thing. It was this piece around, yeah, you know what, I can do this. This is yes, we were a very small business at the time, quite an unknown business at the time, but it gave you something to work towards. And I think if I think about the peers and the members of the CSSA, they are companies, representatives, industry peers that want to do the best job they can. And for me, these awards give that opportunity to be recognised for that. And actually sitting there and being in that fortunate position to be a winner and seeing how much, it means a lot to me personally as CEO, but actually for the team, you know, for Ackville, for the client Mary, and seeing all of their recognition be up there on the big screen and kind of just all the hard work that goes into making sure cleaning happens every day. I just think it's a really special thing. So yeah, naturally, there's lots of reasons why I wanted us to be involved, both from a CSA perspective and naturally Birkin will want to be will be fighting for another award in due course.
I'm glad to hear it. That's great. Thank you very much, Paul. That's really, really helpful. So I'm going to move on now to just telling you a little bit how much everything's going to cost. And we've tried to be sensible with the prices. We haven't put the award entry price up at all. So that remains at £130. And the event tickets will be £275 plus VAT. You all probably know, those that have been before, that you can buy individual tickets. You can buy 1, 2 or 3 tickets, it doesn't matter, or you can buy tables of 10. The other thing that we're very happy to try and help you with is if there are 10 or 11 or 12 of you, we can do bigger tables, and likewise if there are 8 or 9 of you, we can do slightly less than 10. So don't feel that you have to buy a table of 10 if you don't need it, or if you wanted a few more. And tickets are available from us, from Suzanne Howe Communications, through the email. Many of you who have applied before will know that Annie at suzannehowe.com is in charge of the invoicing. And just one thing to bear in mind this year is we did change our bank account when we became limited. And please make sure that you send the money to the new bank account. We had a few problems last year where it was going to the old bank account, but they're minor problems, but it's just helpful if everybody knows that from the start. And of course, once you have entered, and I hope that you become a finalist, then we have the great ceremony that Paul has just referred to, that's going to be held at the London Hilton. So we have a few details of that on the next slide. So we're delighted to say that it will be at the London Hilton on Park Lane again, and it will be held on Thursday, the 21st of May. There'll be a drinks reception in the Harvester and Wellington Suites, which overlooks the park, and then lunch will be served at 1 in the ballroom, and the award ceremony itself will take place between 3 and 4. Dress code is smart, and we look forward to seeing as many of you there on the day, definitely. And just before we go, I would like to thank all our sponsors. We've had a really great turnout of sponsors this year, which has been fantastic. and some new sponsors, but we'd like to welcome back our gold sponsor, Karcher. We have our silver sponsor, Nationwide, and our bronze sponsors, Oderback, Be Sure Installations and Recycling, Pneumatic, and Pierrock have come back again. And of course, we're delighted to welcome our industry partner, the CSSA. And we have a category sponsor for the event this year, which is the Cleaning Show, Stroke Quartz. And obviously, we'd like to thank our media partners, Tomorrow's Cleaning, FMJ, and Cleaning Matters. And another first this year, or for a long time anyway, is that we've asked the Bowel Cancer UK to be our supporting charity. So we are going to hopefully raise some money for them throughout the programme and at the event itself. So we're delighted that Bowel Cancer UK have agreed to work with us. So thank you to all of them. And then finally, obviously, we'd like to say thank you to all of you. I do hope that you will want to enter. And I'm not sure if Neil has been able to join as a guest, even, Amy.
I don't think so.
No, what a shame.
I know.
Okay, so it just leaves me to see if you have any questions that Amy can answer. And maybe what we should do, Amy, to say sorry to Neil, is we do normally have another webinar a bit later on in the programme. So we will make sure that we invite Neil Fletcher to come to that, because they've also been winners in the past, and they're great advocates of the Golden Service Awards, and they do great entries. And we do think it is important for you to talk to past winners. So we will do our best to bring Neil Fletcher to the next webinar. But if you have any questions, then please do ask, and we'll see if we can help you.
So Suzanne, we've got a question from Hayley.
Yes.
When talking about certificates to be attached for the entry, what certificates are minimum standard?
What certificates are Neil,
minimum standard?
I'll let you answer that question.
Okay, there's no minimum standard that requirement, but if you've got ISOs, it highlights those in there. If you're a member of BICSc, if you've got I think it's CHAS, there's a number of, do you hold these accreditations? They're the certificates we're talking about, and
Yeah,
it
so
will
there's a
guide
list.
you through.
Yeah,
there's a list, isn't there, that you can tick?
Yeah. Tick
It's
which
quite...
ones you hold. It. If you're ticking it, please upload your certificate. It's quite straightforward.
Yeah. I hope that helps. Any more questions?
Can't see any more on here at the moment. It might be that you, as you're entering, you have questions come up. Please reach out to Suzanne, Howe and team, and obviously they'll be able to answer any questions as you go through. And yeah, I can't see any more questions, and there isn't anything in the chat. And again, to reiterate, apologies, Paul, for the technical gremlins, and same for Neil.
No worries.
We'll do it again. We'll definitely do another one.
Yes, we'll have another webinar in October as well. Yeah.
All another chance, yes.
Great. Okay. Well, in that case, then, if there are no more questions, if they arrive after the event, please feel free to reach out. But thank you so much for joining the webinar this morning. We're really excited about this event. You can see in some of the pictures here what it means to the individuals who quite rightly deserve this recognition for all of the hard work they do. And championing our industry is key. So yeah, thanks again, everyone, and we will speak to you soon. Look forward to seeing, well, I won't see your entries. I won't even know who the winner is until you know. So good luck, pressure, and yeah, speak to you soon.
Thanks
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
Bye.